then we're gonna share this. Bam. And now we're at the bottom. All right. And we are live. Welcome to KUGR Radio, KUGR Sports, the final home game of the 2024-2025 men's basketball season, and the final home game just period at Beasley Coliseum until next year. The girls have already finished up, and now it's time on the University of San Diego Toreros. Should be to beat the Torero home. It is senior night. You guys can hear the band behind pumped for this one. Eric, how do you see this game going for Wazoo?
Yeah, Wazoo obviously coming off a bit of a rough couple games, to say the least, but this is a chance of the San Diego club who's been struggling as well. So this is really a chance for Washington State to kind of get right, and on home court, senior night, I think WSU can come out with the win here.
What do you see the score going? Do you think it's going to be close like the last time they played, or potentially maybe Wazoo gets a little more comfortable? Right now they're favored to win by 12, but as we've seen this season, the predictions don't really matter at all.
Yeah, right. I mean, normally, maybe even a week ago, I would have said, yeah, about that 12 mark, but after their last performance, I would say this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to the end. Honestly, I think it's going to come down to who can make free throws at the end, but I would say WSU 5. I'll give you 80, San Diego 75.
Okay, so another close game. Well, before the game, Washington State honored their seniors, Ethan Price, who has not missed a single start for head coach David Riley. That's impressive. Dane, Erikstrup, as well as Cedric Coward. Cedric Coward obviously only played 6 games this year before he went down with his season-ending shoulder injury. He will potentially have the option to come back. He's hoping to maybe utilize a medical red shirt, but he also might be interested in the NFL draft. So do you think that he will come back next year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might go somewhere else.
We're going to pause for the national anthem.
Do you want to wait for it?
We'll start. Welcome to senior night. It is the last home game for the Cougs. And the starting lineup's being announced right now, so we'll check those out. For San Diego, they've got guard Tony Duckett. They've got guard Devin Dalkey. They've got guard Cody Clowett. They've got forward Santiago Truitt and center Stephen James Beckett. I have a little bit of knowledge about this roster because I actually went to San Diego for a semester last year, but the problem that the Toreros have faced is very similar to the problem the Cougars have faced, is NIL money taking their best players away. Their leading scorer last season transferred right across the city to San Diego State University, and that was obviously a major blow for them and for head coach Steve Lavin. Of course, Lavin had a brilliant career in college basketball. He's been to the March Madness tournament 4 times, but this year having his worst season as a head coach. The Toreros just won a single game in conference. A rough season for sure, but Lavin was talking this week just about saying that any team, if they get hot at the right time, has a chance. It's honorable to see that he believes that, but Eric, do you think that the San Diego Toreros really do have a chance in this tournament if they get hot?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, but that's the thing about these tournaments, right? Like, you don't have to play great all year. If you get hot at the right time, you can make a run and you win the tournament. You get a bit to the NCAA tournament. So that's just kind of how this thing works. If they can get it right for the final little stretch here, it could get interesting.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about college basketball is even with a 4-25 record, the Toreros are. The Washington State intros are coming along. So guard Isaiah Watts and forward Dane Erikstrup. Of course, we're honored in the pregame. Price and Erikstrup haven't missed a start this season. And talking about Ethan Price, man, what a presence he's been. Comes from England, played 3 years at Eastern Washington University, and then comes down to the Blues for his final season of eligibility. Eric, how big has it been for this team to have a guy like Ethan who's just a steady presence out there, hasn't missed a start, has leads the team in minutes played? What's it like for them to have that guy out on the court?
Yeah, it's been huge, especially when you're talking about losing a guy as valuable as Cedric has been to the team.
Yeah.
You've had that presence of Price being there, and then Erikstrup coming along, Calmeese coming along, some of these other guys, Isaiah Watts getting real minutes this year, playing well. But yeah, to have Price, because of Coward's injury, has really become the centerpiece to the team, and now they have other role players that can kind of feed off of him.
Yeah, it felt like there was a void that was left by Coward's injury, both on the court and also in the leadership. And I think Ethan Price has really filled that void for the Cougs really well. So definitely cool to see Ethan being honored in the pregame, and he's going to have a great career in whatever he does. Probably won't be playing in the NBA. He hasn't really been getting any draft interest, but he definitely could. I think I could see him going overseas and having some sort of a professional basketball career, maybe even potentially trying to get on Team England at some point in the future. He definitely has the talent. He has the physicality. He just needs to maybe, mature a little bit in his game. I could see him playing professionally after college.
Yeah, it's interesting. You talk about the professional route because, of course, we're going to get to Cedric Coward, right? With the injury, you're thinking, okay, what is he going to do? So, obviously, with the injury so early, he's going to get that medical year of eligibility, gets a medical redshirt. So, he could come back. So, does that mean he comes back to Washington State? Does that mean he goes somewhere else? Does that mean he leaves? Does that mean he tries to go to the NBA draft? There's interest from teams out there. So, he's got to weigh that for sure. Definitely interesting kind of to get out here and see his kind of senior send-off, and we'll see if he's back.
And with that, the players are on the court. They're ready to go. It is Stephen Jamerson who's on the tip for San Diego. Ethan Price, as he has every single game this year, he'll be going after it for Wazoo. And here it goes. It's a bit of an underwhelming crowd in Beasley on the Thursday night, but the Cougars looking to win their final home game of the season and hopefully wash away the bad taste that the last game, that 30-point loss to Santa Clara, left in their mouths. You got 2 games remaining. They go to Pepperdine on Saturday, and then it's a tournament. Last chance for Cougar fans to watch the Cougs at home starts right now. Ethan Price wins the tip. It's underway. Dane Erikstrup gets it, tosses it off to Nate Calmeese, over to Watts, back to Calmeese. Calmeese back to Watts, Watts to Price, who puts it up for a 3, and it bounces off the rim. And a rebound, looks like it was off the knee of Torero, Santiago Truitt. Santiago Truitt. Inbounding is Calmeese. Calmeese. Watts puts it up for the first 2 points of the game. Cougars have the lead.
A really nice move there by Watts, getting inside, using his length.
Duckett now with the ball and passes it over to Jamerson. Defense, and now a foul called against San Diego. That one's going to go against Duckett.
Yeah, that illegal screen there. Watts getting up on the defender, making it difficult, making that screener come outside his body.
And so Washington State gets the ball right back. It's Calmeese taking it up. Calmeese has manned the point here for the Cougs. He passes it over to Watts and then back to Calmeese. Passes it into the key to Watts, and now Watts tries to shoot it out. It'll be San Diego basketball. Inbound into Dalkey. Gonna run at the hoop. Good defense from Watts, protecting. Dalkey shoots in for 2. Cougs right back after it. We've seen Washington State have some hot starts this year. A little bit of a slower start for them, as Calmeese shoots it over to Erikstrup to Price, and then Price over to Isaiah Watts, over to Lawan Watts. Watts to Price for a wide-open three attempt, and it's off the rim again. Lawan with a nice rebound. Back to Calmes, dribbling into the key, and now out to Erikstrup for an uncontested three, and he's got it. Cougs with their first 3 points of the game, and it's 5-2 Washington State.
Yeah, that's a big bucket. If he can get going, that'll be really good for the Cougs.
Dalkey now taking it up for the Toreros. Watts going.
The pass.
And a great pass. The assist from Watts to Erikstrup. Erikstrup ends up with a very easy layup, and it's now 7-2 Washington State.
Great vision by Watts there on the cutback. Erikstrup wide open for the easy layup.
San Diego now, it's again Dalkey with the ball. Dalkey over to Jamerson, and Jamerson is by Dane Erikstrup. First foul for the Cougars. Dalkey will inbound. Over to Jamerson. Jamerson up to Duckett. Duckett looking for something. Looks for a mid-range floater and gets it. And another whistle. Be a shooting foul.
Ticky-tack foul, but foul nonetheless. Goes to the line.
Isaiah Watts, his first foul of the evening. So Duckett is in for the free throw. And it is no good. You talked about free throwing being a big part of this one. 7-4 Cougs. Calmes now with the ball, taking it back for the Cougs. He passes to Lawan Watts, to Isaiah Watts. And then back to Lawan. Now up to Nate Calmes. Looking for something. Going to try to throw. And it's intercepted by Santi Truitt. Truitt to Duckett. Duckett for three. No good. Rebound to Jamerson. He tries to put it up. No good. And now Price with the board. Wazoo ball. Price gets it back to Calmes, who gets it right back to Ethan Price. Price passes to Dane Erikstrup. And the San Diego defense, really great effort for them, but Erikstrup is just a little bit stronger. He goes through two defenders and makes the layup, and it's now 9-4 Washington State. And now Duckett with the ball for interesting. Duckett over to Dalkey. The rim. Pass it up to Jamerson. Jamerson to Clowett for his. Calmes taking it down the court. Calmes to Watts. Almost a really sick alley-oop play there, but they cannot complete the effort. Torero's ball.
Yeah, interesting. You were talking about how it looks like San Diego is switching up the guards and also switching up the guards. They are going a lot of high pick and roll, so that's something that Wazoo hasn't really seen too much this year, and then we'll see how they're defending it. So far, they're sticking in man.
And another attempt from San Diego is no good. Washington State gets the rebound right away. Calmes takes it up the court. Calmes into ND Okafor, who's entered the game. But Okafor steps out of bounds basketball, so that's going to be right back to San Diego. The Cougars looking to their bench early on. Dane Erikstrup is back to the bench, and ND Okafor, the redshirt sophomore, is into the game.
Yeah, David Riley going with the start of getting at least both seniors on the court to start the game, but looking to switch something up pretty quickly here.
Yeah, Erikstrup's been having a rough couple of weeks, just going through a lot of foul trouble, and his shot hasn't been there. Early in the season, he was the best three-pointer on the team. The past couple of weeks, it hasn't really been there for him, so just getting him an early breather might help. And San Diego looking for something on offense. Jamerson with the ball, and he passes it over to their first bench. It's Dom Muncy off the bench. Muncy over to Truitt, and Truitt with a layup to make it 9-6. Wazoo back at it again. Here's Lawan Watts. Watts top of the key to Okafor. Okafor into Ethan Price. Price looking for a layup. Truitt, good defense. No foul is called. I think Price may have wanted one. What do you think there?
Yeah, Price almost going up, expecting it, maybe not finishing the play, thinking he's going to get a foul call, but you got to just keep going up and finish the play.
Yeah, and with that, the first timeout of the game has been called. I believe it's a timeout called by San Diego. And we will take a quick break, and this is where I guess I'm supposed to plug other organizations in the student organization. So we're going to talk about KUGR radio, guys. If you want to listen to KUGR YouTube channel here. We also have our website where we have music to do with sports. We also have music and we have podcasts as well. So you guys can check that out. KUGR Radio is working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring every Cougar the content that they want to see, whether that is sports, play-by-play, or the podcast and the music side of things. We have it all at KUGR, Wazoo's oldest student radio station. So yeah, make sure to check us out. This is the last basketball game of the season, but never fear, we got baseball for you guys. We actually have a broadcast team right now that is in Iowa covering, they're in Texas, not Iowa, covering the series between Washington State and the Iowa Hawkeyes baseball team. So that's an awesome. Wazoo just won their first baseball game, and my friend Davis Hagan was on the call for that for KUGR. So if you want to listen to some reporting and awesome baseball broadcasting, subscribe to this channel. You're going to get to see that from KUGR Sports. Or if not, you'd have to pay a lot of money to watch it on ESPN Plus, but we don't want to do that, right? We're giving it to you guys for free right here on KUGR. So if you want to see Wazoo baseball, you're not going to find it anywhere else for free. You'll find it here on KUGR. And with that, let's get back into the game. Cougars are up by 3, but like you said, it's a close game early on. What do you think the Cougs have to do to maybe push this lead a little bit and get a little more comfortability here?
Yeah, I would like to see Erikstrup get going. Price has taken a lot of shots coming down the floor, but kind of what you talked about early in the year, Erikstrup was the guy from three-point range, and he's been cold. We mentioned the struggles the past couple games, but if they can get him going, they're a different team.
And into the game for Wazoo is Case Wynot, who inbounds it to Ethan Price, and we're underway. Price passes it off to Parker Garrett, who's also entered the game. Garrett's looking for something, pass to Okafor. Okafor into Ethan Price, and Price had a pretty easy layup there and just missed it. So it'll be 9-6 out of bounds. Torero's basketball. So yeah, Calmise, he's onto the bench, as is Lawan Watts. So the only starters out there now are Price and Isaiah Watts. Parker Garrett is in, the redshirt freshman, as well as true freshman Case Wynot. San Diego has the ball. It is Duckett. Duckett over to Jamerson. Jamerson into Truitt. Truitt puts it up, a little floater, and it is no good off the rim. Price with the rebound over to Parker Garrett. Garrett's running the point. The redshirt freshman off the bench running the point. He's been pretty good off the point this year. He passes it to Ethan Price, then Price over to Wynot, and then Wynot into Isaiah Watts, who hits a 3.
Yeah, that's big. If he can get going, too, he's kind of the X factor that, he's not always contributing on offense, but when he does, they're scary.
And now trying to hit a 3 is Tony Duckett for San Diego, but he misses it. And so it is still 12-6 Cougars. Garrett's again. Garrett's to Price. Price over to Tomas Thrasserson, who's now entered the game. And Thrasserson passes to Isaiah Watts, whose pass was intercepted by Jamerson. So back to Torero's ball. Jamerson dribbling up into the key. Okafor, good defense. Causes a little bit of confusion, but they managed to pass it out to Truitt. Truitt attempts a 3, and it's no good, and Parker Garrett's on the rebound. So still 12-6. Both teams playing excellent defense right now. And now Parker Garrett just fell over onto the San Diego bench. And that's going to be a turnover, I believe.
Looks like the ref might have gotten a foul there. Yeah, it's definitely tough. As an objective observer, I think he kind of fell into the bench on his own there a little. He might have been guided a little bit, but lucky whistle for WSU.
Yeah. So San Diego pushed Parker Garrett into their bench. Now Lawan Watts is in to rebound, so he's back into the game. Ethan Price now goes to the bench. Watts to Garrett. Garrett's back to Lawan Watts. Watts dribbles up and goes for a layup, a contested layup, and he makes it. And it looks like Watts is actually holding his leg. Another foul on that shot as well. So Watts is going to go to the line. And he is grimacing a little bit of pain right now, hopefully not too bad. Rehard Vavers has also entered the game. So now it's, to keep track, there's been a lot of substitutions, but right now out on the court is Thrasserson, Lawan Watts, Parker Garrett, Dane Erikstrup, and Vavers. Lawan makes the end one. So it's 15-6 Washington State. This game is starting off a lot like we've seen the Cougars start off. They've taken early leads a lot, and the first time they played San Diego, they led 18-2. and then they let San Diego come back and make it 27-25. I mean, how did that happen, Eric?
Yeah, that's been a theme all season. Jump out to the lead, not be able to hold it, and that just kind of goes to show the same thing. There's a three right there.
USD just hit a big three. That was off the bench, Benji Pierre, senior forward Benji Pierre. And now Washington State going for one. Reed Vapors with a three off the bench. For the redshirt freshman, Rahard Vapors, who transferred over from Quinnipiac. Excuse me, redshirt sophomore, transferred from Quinnipiac. Hasn't done much this year, but he hits his first three of the game right there. Now San Diego's ball. Pierre looking for something, and Pierre is turned down. A nice defensive stand there from Thrasherson. Thrasherson gets it out to Lawan Watts. Watts back to Vavers. Vavers over to... Vavers thought about shooting a three there. Instead, he kicked it out to Parker Garrett by Chama of San Diego. Chama, that should go against...
Looks like we got
blocking
foul.
So that's Joey Chama off the bench, redshirt freshman, transferred over from the SoCal Academy.
Yeah, Garrett's tried to step in there, take a charge, but San Diego player moved well around him and got to the line.
So it is 18-9, Washington State leading San Diego as Chama goes to the line. And he makes his first. For USD, might be thinking right now, gee, we were down by 16 the first time we played them, so this is better. You know?
Right, hey, there's nothing.
Yeah, the last time they overcame, they went from being down by 16 to a 1-point leading by 7, and then ultimately second half. Taking it out, Calmes to Lawan Watts. Watts trying to make something happen, and now back to Thrasherson, top of the key, the three. And it's just in and out of the hoop. Good rebound by Tomas Thrasherson, who puts it back for two.
Yeah, that's a big rebound, especially if these threes and long-range shots aren't going down. They got to get the
20-11 Cougar basketball. Cougar lead. Torero basketball. Dom Muncie with the ball. Muncie tries to pass it over to Simone, but it's intercepted. Calmes to Lawan Watts. Watts to Erikstrup. Tried to do a little cool pass. Erikstrup now over to Rahard Vavers for three. No good, but again, Thrasher back-to-back possessions. He's got the rebound and put it up for two. Now San Diego's ball again. It's Pierre. Pierre hit that three a little bit close. And I think that's going to be...
Yeah, just those last two possessions. I mean, the difference in the game right now is WSU's getting on the boards, offensive and defensive. Right there, two missed shots last two possessions for Washington State, rebounds and putbacks.
Yeah, we saw Tomas Thrasherson. He came off the bench against Gonzaga and put up 12 points in the second half of that game and kind of gave the Cougars a lot of an energy spark when they really needed it, and really kind of helped that game to avoid it from getting out of in the second half, because at one point it looked like it was going to get really bad. If not for Tomas Thrasherson, they'd probably lose that game maybe by 4. He had a big game against Gonzaga, and he's really proven a lot as a freshman this year. Hopefully he's a guy that will stick around in the future. Do you think that he will be a loyal Coug next year, or do you think he goes and looks for money elsewhere?
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because so much of the NIL in today's college athletics is kind of when you're coming onto the scene, right? Like, he wasn't a huge prominent player at the start of the year, right? And now he's coming on the back end. So now it's kind of like, because the whole scheme of college athletics is we're going to go get a transfer, right? So it's not necessarily, oh, look, he's doing well on the back end, now let's go get him. A lot of schools, they've already kind of locked up what they're doing for next year almost, because they've already got guys committing to guys in the portal that they can go to. So it's a little interesting. So in my opinion, I think he's going to stay because he's come on late, and that's been great for the Cougs, right? Because he's growing, he's developing, and because inevitably there will be transfers from this Cougar basketball team, he's got a chance next year to step in and really play a pivotal role.
We do have a comment. Will they keep this blowout? Yeah, I think they on their side. I think what they just need to remember is don't get. They've gotten out to the lead. They've gotten a little bit too comfortable. they've watched as that lead has slowly slipped away in a lot of those occasions. But I do think that in this case, they're at home. The crowd's on their side. It is their senior night, maybe more than other games. And San Diego conference game this year, it's hard for me to see. However, worthy of noting, San Diego, who did they beat there one time? They beat Pacific, who beat Wazoo twice. So anything can happen in the West Coast Conference. Washington State found that out.
Yeah, and like you said, all they need is to get hot here, and then they're in the tournament. They win a couple games, and all of a sudden they're in the whole thing.
Yeah, the Cougars would be wise to take those words of Steve Lavin to heart. Any team can get hot, and we are underway. It is Chama with the ball for San Diego. He passes it over to Simone, who passes it over to Pierre. Pierre for three, in and out, no good. Jamerson, who I don't think has left the game, puts it up for the second chance point and gets two, so it's 22-13, and now Wazoo's ball. Dane Erikstrup looking for a three, and he's got it. Dane Erikstrup. How about that?
Yeah, really good pass from Watts, but yeah, just like we talked about, if he can get going, that can be something they can rely on.
San Diego's basketball. Chama again over to Jamerson. Jamerson, a little mid-range, and it's no good. A air ball. Trip on the rebound, and now over to Lawan Watts. Watts going quick, pushing it down the court to Dane Erikstrup, and now back to Lawan Watts in the key, and the whistle blows, and that's going to go against the Cougars, I think. Against San Diego, never mind.
Down. But, yeah, just Erikstrup, but it's been a lot of Watts. Lawan Watts. Pass three, the kick out to Erikstrup. The entire play has been going through Watts. So far, it's working.
They've combined for 15 of the Cougs, 25 points so far. Calmese into Price, and now Price loses control of the ball. They're on the floor. On the floor with Simone.
Got a jump ball.
Jump ball. And it is going to be San Diego. So David Simone inbounds it into Chama. Chama back to Simone. Simone back to Chama. First pass there. Chama going in for the layup. No good. Lawan rebound. Watts to Calmese. Calmese to Isaiah Watts for three. And he's got it. Another key three-pointer for the Cougs, and it's now 28-13.
Yeah, really nice pass there by Calmese. He's distributing really well right now.
So Pierre, and then back to Chama. Joey Chama being guarded very well by Nate Calmese. Chama passes it over to Truitt. Back to Chama. Chama something. Wazoo defense really holding firm. The ball now goes to Pierre, and now the whistle blows. That's going to be a travel on Pierre. And it's basketball.
Yeah, really nice defense that whole possession. Even to lead, drags that foot because of the.
So Wazoo ball. Watts inbounds it into Calmese. We're at the 10-minute mark, so we're officially one quarter of the way into this game as Calmese goes in for a layup, and it's blocked by San Diego. Joey Chama. Chama takes it in, pass to Pierre. Pierre by Isaiah Watts. That'll be a nice steal for Watts into Calmese, and a great assist and a great layup, and it's now 30-13. USD moving very quickly, but again, an errant pass off the fingers of Santi Truitt, and it's going to be Wazoo ball again.
And very quickly, as you mentioned, both teams looking to get out and run the last couple.
Yeah, they've been pushing the pace a lot right now. And Cougars, that's where they've been best, I think, this year. So I misspoke. It's USD ball. Truitt passes it into Chama. Chama off the bench has been Chama into Pierre, who takes a three attempt, and it's no on the rebound. It's Lawan Watts who passes it to Ethan Price. Price goes into the hoop and gets it for an easy two, and it's now 32-13. The first Ethan Price. There's Tony Duckett. Duckett's shot is no good. He attempted a three-pointer. Cougs basketball again. San Diego's strategy appears to just be get the ball, takes it up to the Cougs, passes to Isaiah Watts, who gets a wide-open mid-range floater, and it's now 34-13. That was from the left side. And now the whistle blows again. It's for San Diego.
Yeah, well, right there is a perfect example of that last time. Watts can get to that shot because they're starting to have – he gets a pump fake, he gets the defender in the air, he gets an easy mid-range.
Well, that being said, we're going to take a little quick break and plug another one of our organizations on campus. This time we'll talk about Cable 8 Productions. If you all don't know, Cable 8 Productions is Washington State's student broadcast organization. They have sports media shows such as Cougs Zone, such as Wazoo Recap. Wazoo Recap does post-game shows after every home game, posted to the Cable 8 Productions YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out. I'm actually going to be on the one.
Check him out.
And the Cable 8 also, just for sports, they also do news. They have a KUGR news. They've got a Cable 8 movie that is being produced. That's going to be being released in April, so super cool stuff coming out at Cable 8, as well as a sketch comedy show called Everything is Fine. They've got a couple of other short-form shows, so check out Cable 8 Productions for a lot of really cool student-made content if that's what you're into. And right now, we're back to this game. San Diego's basketball. Wazoo right now is leading by 20 points. We're about 9 minutes to go in the first half. Wazoo with a big lead. Hopefully they can hang on. As Joey Chama taking the ball out for San Diego. Chama up to Simone. Simone over to Brooks. Brooks entering the game for the first time. Brooks back to Simone. Simone back to Joey Chama. Chama looking for something. And it's Cougar basketball. So a lot of points. Calme's taking it up, back at point for the Cougs. Garrett is back onto the bench. Calme's over to Case Wynot, who's entered the game. And a foul called, I think that's against Wynot. Or no, a travel against Wynot. This will be San Diego ball. Chama taking it up the court for the Toreros. San Diego looking for their second win in conference, but they're down by 21 early in this one. Chama gets it over to Flew it over to Simone. Simone going for the layup, misses. A lot of missed layups tonight for San Diego has been the difference, and that's why this game has gotten so out of hand. They're getting shots, they're just not making them. As Calmes takes it back for the San Diego, he ran into San Diego Torero's defender Joey Chama there. Floor. I think that's going to go against Calmes.
Got a timeout on the floor.
Quick game break here. We're going to mute ourselves for a little bit and get ready for some more actions. This is KUGR Radio. We'll be back in about 1 minute. Welcome back to KUGR Radio. Washington State currently leading by a score of 34-13. So a pretty big lead for the Cougs at home in this one. Interesting note, Eric. Steve Lavin, the head coach of San Diego Toreros, he was 14-0 against Washington State until this season. Wow. So this guy has a history of success against the Cougs, and of course, a lot of that came when he was coaching at UCLA in the Pac-12, in the old Pac-12. Now, though, it's really been a struggle for him. They've only played once in Pullman in their history. They played in 1975. Washington State lost that 8-74. against USC. They are 3-2 all time against the Toreros, so not a series that has happened very often. But it is interesting that Steve Laffin has had so much success against Wazoo until now.
Yeah, right. I mean, maybe it has something to do with his team. I mean, from San Diego, but no, that's really interesting. Yeah,
he has. Well, we're back underway. Nate Calme's going to inbound it to Ethan Price. Cougars looking for some points off the break. Price goes in for the for the floater, and he's got it. 36-13 now. Cougs lead by 23 points. It's again Joey Chama, who came off the bench and hasn't left the game since. Into Cluett. Cluett takes a shot, no good. Price on the rebound. Cougars' defensive rebounding has been elite today. He passed it to Isaiah Watts, and now back to Ethan Price. Price to Calmes. Calmes, top of the key. Calmes over to Ethan Price. Price to Wynot on the left side. The top of the key. Calmes gets past Chama. Now Okafor, who kind of dunks it, gets a big response from the crowd, and it's now 38-13, a 25-point lead for the Cougs.
Good slip pass by Calmes. He's really been a great distributor tonight so far.
Yeah, Calmes only 2 points, but he's in a lot of assists. He's in a lot of great dribbling, great passing tonight. So the 2 points does not speak for itself when it comes to this game. And Andy Okafor just blocked. He just blocked Cluett from what could have been a decent shot there. But again, the Toreros, they're taking shots. They're just missing all of them. Andy Okafor with a nice block there.
Yeah, got called for the goaltend on the way down. But what you've mentioned, yeah, and they've gotten good looks, too. It's not like they've been these off-balance threes. They've been good looks.
And there's a good look for Nate Calmes, who just took it up the court and took a wide-open three, but he missed it for San Diego, has the ball. Duckett still has the ball, and he gets in and gets the 2 points. So it's now 38-17, still pretty strong Washington State lead, as we're now within 6 minutes to go in this first half. Okafor at the top of the key now for the Cougs. Okafor looking for something, gets it over to Isaiah. Watt's going to take a three, and it is off the rim, no good. Picked up by Duckett. Whistle blows.
Like a foul on Okafor.
Not many fouls today for either team. 5 against the Toreros, 4 against the Cougs, so pretty good. And Garrett, in case Wynot is back in. Duckett with the ball for San Diego, taking it up for the Toreros. Duckett is pointing around, kind of giving orders to his offense. And now he goes in, shoots it over to the right side to Jamerson. It's against Dane Erikstrup. Not a shooting. After this, the Toreros will be in bonus. 5 fouls now for each team. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. And unfortunately, it looks like our connection is unstable. But we'll just keep going with it either way. We're back, I think.
We're back, people. We're back.
Lawan Watts with the ball for the Cougs. Watts up to Thrasherson. Thrasherson, Erikstrup. Erikstrup right side, looking for something. Being guarded well by Jamerson. Erikstrup over to Thrasherson. Thrasherson pass to Parker Garrett. Left side, wide open three, and Parker Garrett sinks it in.
Yeah, really unselfish right there. 2 or 3 guys could have taken the three. Got it to Garrett with the wide open shot.
And now Garrett runs into Jamerson, who passes it to Duckett. And Duckett, his shot is no good. A nice defense there from Lawan Watts.
Yeah, it's all coming together. Offense leading defense. They're getting good looks on offense. They're playing harder on defense to get these better looks. They're just outrunning San Diego right now.
It is now 41-17. Washington State is way up in this one. Duckett on the line, and now that's going to go out of bounds. That was off the Wazoo. I believe it was off Parker Garrett. So
they will stay here.
Dalkey going to inbound it. And now again off Parker Garris. So it'll be again, third time's a charm for USD if they can get it in. Dalkey this time does get it over to Jamerson. Jamerson up top to Duckett. Duckett back to Jamerson. Now over to Simone, David Simone. And now Simone just stepped out of bounds. So not sure what his strategy was there.
Yeah, it's been that kind of game for San Diego. They're trying to get something going, but Washington State, I mean, San Diego's getting good looks, but Washington State's playing good defense too.
They are indeed, and now San Diego, the whistle blows again, and that's going to go against David Simone. Lawan Watts was just taking the ball up, and Simone got his hand in there, so that'll be a foul against San Diego. Washington State right now is up 41-17, so this should hopefully, I don't want to speak too early, should hopefully be a nice win on senior night. The Cougars deserve that. As Thrasherson gets it. Thrasherson kind of lost control there, but regained it. Now pass to Lawan Watts. Watts up to Erikstrup, top of the key, going in for two. Watts tried to get the second chance points, also no.
It looks like a foul on. They've had trouble holding leads, but I think they might be.
And with a 24-point lead, and now Dane Erikstrup going to the line after that shooting foul. Erikstrup's first shot is good. He is the leading scorer today for the Cougs with 11. It's been pretty evenly distributed throughout the whole team. And Erikstrup next shot, 43-17. And the Cougars can start thinking the first half is done and gone. Dalkey with the ball for USD. Dalkey back to Dalkey. And now over to David Simone. Simone, right side, back to Dalkey again. Dalkey trying to do it himself. Takes a shot, no good off the rim. On the rebound. And Thrasherson will take it down for Wazoo. Now up top of the key, Erikstrup. Erikstrup just kind of hands it off to Vavers for three, and it's good. It bounces in and out and then back in. And Reed Vavers with his second three of the game. Now USC's ball again, top of the key. Duckett over to Simone. Jamerson, and he finally gets something. USD makes a couple points there. It's now 46-19. Washington State still with a big lead by 27. Here's Lawan Watts taking it for the Cougs. Watts to Thrasherson. Thrasherson to Vavers. Back to Erikstrup. Erikstrup for three, and he's got it. Another big three for the Cougs. And they now lead this game by 30. It's 49-19. He is feeling it right now. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Jamerson goes into the key, tries to put something up, but he's blocked by Erikstrup. Garrett gets the over to Vavers. Vavers back to Erikstrup. Erikstrup going in, and now the whistle blows. Erikstrup gotten stepped on there.
Yeah, he's, like we mentioned, he's really caught fire. Kind of what we talked about too, it's been really evenly distributed for Washington State. Not one person just jumping out and taking the whole thing. And that's big because, like we talked about before, it's all you have to do is get hot. If Washington State can build on this, if they can get scores from all 5 positions on the floor, they could have a shot to really make a run in the tournament. And once you're there, you never know what can happen.
Yeah, you make a good point, and we've seen they play really close against St. Mary's, the best team in the conference. They lost by 5 against them. They actually beat the number 3 team, San Francisco, at home back in January. They didn't beat the number 2 seed, Gonzaga, but they were relatively close. They lost by 13 in Spokane. Yeah, the comment says Erikstrup is absolutely correct. Dane Erikstrup is having himself a night right now. Already with 15 points, the first half not even over yet. Yeah, he's locked in. I guess for now we'll take a little quick break and give another message for one of our student organizations on campus. This time we'll talk about the Daily Evergreen, newspaper. The students, we are the student voice of the Palouse at KUGR. Daily Evergreen is the student writing of the Palouse. A lot of really good sports content. If you like to read, if you want to hear features, we've got a lot of cool features over there. A nice feature coming out soon, talking to Dane Erikstrup and Ethan Price, the 2 seniors on this Washington State basketball team. as they talk about what it means for them to be a Coug and what their journey was like transferring to Washington State. So if you want to see amazing features like that, head over onto thedailyevergreen.com. Check out a lot of really amazing sports stories. We also have hockey coverage over there, club hockey coverage, football, women's basketball, men's basketball, baseball, the whole shebang. So if that's something you're interested in, check that out. We'll get back to the show now, back to the game. So Eric, with about 3 minutes to go in this first, I think that the Cougars can do just in the second half to kind of point lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, play big deep on lock. To be honest, I think it's time to start looking at maybe guys coming off the bench, making sure they get minutes, make sure they get touches, make sure they get their confidence up. A couple of these younger guys have been hitting shots, and like we talked about, that's good going forward.
Well, back to the action now. Tony Duckett with the ball over to Webb, who's in the game for the first time. Over to Bainwall. A lot of new guys coming into the game for San Diego.
Trying to switch something up.
Duckett now back top of the key, back over to Dane. Another new guy. All these new names right now on the court for San Diego. And it is Gaffney who takes the shot right as the shot clock went off. No good. Takes it up for the Cougs, now over to Price. Tried to kick it over to Calmes, but it was intercepted by Gaffney. So here's Gaffney kind of taking over there. And Gaffney just passed it to Tony Duckett, who I guess dunked it. 49-21 now is the score. I'm not sure. He thinks he's pretty cool for that dunk. No one was guarding him there. For the Cougs, Price over to Lawan Watts. Watts being guarded really, really tightly by Jamerson, and now the whistle blows. That should go against San Diego.
Yeah, just touching on this comment here. Yeah, that was a turnover on Erikstrup. That might have been the first thing he's done wrong the entire game. I mean,
yeah,
that travel, but yeah, other than that, he's been excellent. And yeah, just going against that dunk at the end, I don't know who you're staring at, down 20, but that's cool.
The Price is on the line now for San Diego. So yeah, it was Jackson Gaffney, the freshman guard who had just entered the game. He has not played much this season, but I guess San Diego, at this point, they're just trying to get everyone into the game. So also into the game is junior guard Neil Benewall, as well as number 5, Benji Pierre, the senior who did hit that one three-point earlier in this game. And it is going to be Duckett, though, who's going to take it up for them. Duckett's kind of been their top point guard, although they have still been switching up, as Duckett just does it himself that time and gets 2, so it's 51-23. And now Isaiah Watts dribbles it all the way down the court himself, tries to take a little bit of a dunk, no good, off the rim. He falls over, the whistle blows again. And it's another foul, another shooting foul against San Diego.
Yeah,
that call went against Benewall.
Yeah, Watts trying to go up for the dunk there. I don't think some of the players appreciated that. That's where the foul came.
And Watts going to make his first free throw. It's now 52-23. So the Cougs 100 in their last home game. They're on pace to score 100. Takes a couple of dribbles and makes his 30. Pierre blocked by Isaiah Watts, out of bounds. Back to San Diego, and it is. So Pierre will inbound it again.
Great effort by Watts trying to get that steal in the backcourt. He was the only one there. That's why I was right back to San Diego.
So Pierre into Duckett. Wazoo kind of pressing right now, which is interesting. They're pressing with a 30-point lead. I guess they're practicing it. As it is, I'll go into Gaffney. Jackson Gaffney, the freshman, passes it over to Benji Pierre. Now Pierre into Jamerson, right side. Jamerson trying to bully his way into the basket, and it's no good. He gets his own rebound, and now goes out of bounds. And it's Cougar basketball. Good defense there by Ethan Price.
Yeah, the seniors are playing really well. Price on both ends, and Erikstrup, as we mentioned, has been going crazy on the offensive end.
Price inbounds it into Calmes. Calmes being guarded by Dom Muncie. Calmes taking it all himself, trying to do it all himself. Now passes to Price. Price middle of the key, being triple teamed.
So we got a jump ball that's going to stay here with Washington State.
It'll be Calmeese on the inbound. 44 seconds to go in the first half. Wazoo up by 30 on senior night. A big lead for the Cougs, and now the whistle blows. It's going to be a timeout. Well, Eric, what have you seen from what has allowed them to dominate so much in this first half?
Yeah, unselfishness. You know, all 5 guys are getting the ball. All 5 guys are shooting. There's been a couple times where 2 or 3 guys could have taken a 3, and they're passing it one more time to get the wide open 3. I think it was Parker Garrett's 3 that a couple guys passed up to give him that look, and they're being unselfish. I think Calmeese is doing a really good job distributing the ball. I think at some points in this season so far, he has really tried to just take it himself a little bit, tried to go one-on-one, but here he's playing the point guard position really well. He's facilitating, getting a bunch of guys involved, getting the 2 seniors involved, which, you know, they're hyped up for senior night, so he's doing a really good job on that end.
Yeah, I would agree. I think everyone on Wazoo right now is just filling their role. You know, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're not trying to do too much. They're not trying to do too little. And this game should hopefully really help as far as just getting some momentum to get into the tournament, at least on a 2-game winning streak, as Calmeese inbounds it to Lawan Watts. Watts to Isaiah Watts, back to Lawan. Lawan right side, going into the hoop. And Lawan attempts to put it up, and the whistle blows again. And it's no good, so it's 53-23. 37 seconds now. Gaffney inbounds it in over to Duckett. Duckett to Muncie. Muncie back up top of the key to Pierre. Pierre right side back to Duckett. Duckett for 3, no good. Rebound by Jamerson. So the ball's still in San Diego's possession. Jamerson over to Gaffney. And the freshman's 3-point attempt is no good. Jamerson with another for the second chance point. Good job there from attempt the floater. It's in and out. So it will be 53 for the Cougars with a 28. How about that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you wanted to see as a WSU fan. Of course, they've had a couple rocky games, but like we've talked about, this is a momentum game now. The game's all but done. This is momentum. You're in the locker room at halftime. They keep going, get a finished product here, right? And then come into that Pacific game, which it's been trouble. That Pepperdine game has been trouble for them. And then you play that one, and then you get ready for the tournament. And like we've been saying all night, anything can happen.
Anything can happen indeed. A good game so far for the Cougs. Right now, leading scorer is, it should be Dane Erikstrup, with 15 points. Lawan Watts with 6 rebounds. And Nate Calmeese with 3 assists. For San Diego, your leading scorer is Tony Duckett with 8. Jamerson with 6 rebounds. The State baseball team, they won their first game of the season. Not that today was not their first game, but today was their first win. They beat Iowa 12-7. Looking at the recap of that game, which, by the way, if you missed it, you can go listen to the entire game live right here on KUGR Radio. You can check that out. But it was a big day for Max Hartman. Strove Field in Texas Thursday afternoon. 5 Cougars. How about Luke Steele? He stole 3 bases. And Washington State starting pitcher Jake Tedesco, 4 innings, struck out 6 guys. That was a career high for him. So a good win for the Cougs. They were up 6-0. They scored 2 in the second, and they really pulled away with a 5-run 6th inning. They come away with a 12-7 win. They're now 1-8 on the season. It was a tough start to the year for them, but hope that turned things around. If you want to listen to the next game, KUGR is live in Texas all weekend long, broadcasting those games on KUGR Radio right here on YouTube. One of my on the call, so check those out. Washington State versus Iowa. With that, though, we're going to take a little bit of a halftime break. The kids are out on the court. The Pullman Youth Basketball Showcase. We're not going to commentate that. So, Eric, any closing words before we take a little bit of a halftime break?
I think they could throw these Pullman Youth guys out here for the second half, and WSU might be okay.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Well, with that being said, thank you so much. We will be back in just about 10 or so minutes to take the second half, and it'll be Eric on play-by-play the second half. So don't go anywhere. Maybe you can go, go to the bathroom, get a snack, kick back on the couch with your popcorn, or just come back in 10 minutes. We'll be here in 10. And this is the Toreros. It is 53-25, a 28-point lead right now for Wazoo in their last home game of the year.
All right. We are back for the second half here between Washington State and San Diego. Washington State with a fairly comfortable lead, to say the least, 53-25, and looks to just try to get some momentum, coming into the final stretch, and as we've been talking about all night, into the tournament.
Yeah, the tournament coming up, and obviously it's going to be a tough one for Washington State, and they still have to hope that they can maybe get that number 6 seed in the conference. Right now they're 7th. If they win tonight, win on Saturday, and if LMU loses to St. Mary's, they would get the 6th seed. So that would be important. But more important than the seeding is just, can they get hot? Can they be hot at the right time?
Yeah, that's fair. San Diego inbounds. They're going right to left. San Diego swings it out to the wing. Up top here to the left side. Now swings it over. Here's a drive. They're going to go inside. Spin off now, kick out. Here's a fake, a mid-range. Won't go down. Fight for the rebound. They get the board, and layup is good.
Finally gets a couple more points. He only had 2 before that possession.
And here's Erikstrup on the other side. He's got it on the block. Now, of a hook, no good. Fight for the rebound, foul, and it's going to go the other way. It's going to be on Ethan Price. So both trip. I'm sorry, Washington State with an empty trip to start the second half, but San Diego's going to need a lot of WSU empty trips to get back in this one.
Yeah, it's going to take some tremendous defense from the Toreros, and we saw them put together a really good defensive game against Wazoo the last time they played, but not so much this time.
Not at all. And here's a foul off ball here on Lawan Watts. And it will stay here, WSU basketball. Foul on Nelke. That's his second person. 3-27 Wazoo. Inbound to Price. Price swings it to Watts. Watts on the drive. He takes it up. And Isaiah Watts' shot is no good. Now here we go the other way. Top of the key now to the corner. Going to go down low. It's going to go out of bounds, and there is a foul called. Looks like a reach-in foul on WSU. Look to see who that is.
I'm going to go against Erikstrup, third of the game.
So a little bit of something to watch there for Erikstrup as he picks up a early third foul. Still 13. Recycles. Here's a kick to the top. Here's a 3 on the way. No good. Rebound. And an easy putback for San Diego.
Nice start to the second half. Much better start from San Diego than they started off in the first half.
Yeah, that's for sure. Calme's the kick. Now finds his way all the way over. Erikstrup with the drive. Up and in, and blocking foul. San Diego tried to slide in, get the charge there, and it's going to be a shooting foul. Erikstrup's going to go to the line. 2 shots coming for Dane Erikstrup senior night.
Such a good season for Dane Erikstrup. Great start to the season. Coach Riley talked about this week just feeling like some of the players just been kind of burnt out lately. They've obviously only had 8 players at some points, but Dane has played every single game, started every single game.
First shot is up and no good. One more coming for Erikstrup. Here's Dane's second free throw. It is up and it is good. So 1 for 2 from Erikstrup from the line. 54-29 Cougs. San Diego brings it up. Now top of the key. Kick into the corner. Now they're gonna set up here. Top of the key still holding it. Both bigs gonna touch it here. Here's a dribble handoff. A drive down the baseline, and it's gonna be out of bounds. Last touch by San Diego WSU basketball. Price the trigger inbounds. Gets it to Calmeese. Calmeese walks it up. Gives the Erikstrup handoff back to Calmeese in the corner. Still Nate Calmeese. He's going to give it to Price. Price at the elbow. Hands back to Calmeese. Looking inside. Skip pass. Isaiah Watts drive. Kick to Price. Price a 3, and it's good. Ethan Price from downtown.
First of the day for Ethan Price. And a good shot there. He's missed a couple earlier in this one, but wide open shot. Great spot selection.
San Diego now coming the other way. Half-court game, kick to the corner. Hey, here's Watts down the court quickly for the Cougs. Slip pass to Erickson down the lane, and it's going to go off of his thigh and out of basketball.
Yeah, it was Tony Duckett who hit that three for the Toreros, and he really needed that. Before he took that shot, he was over 3 from the three-point line, and he was whopping 4 for 11 early in this game, but finally gets a nice three.
Okafor checks in for Erickson and the San Diego ball. So here's a three on the way, and it's good. Back-to-back threes.
San Diego getting hot. They've cut the lead from 29 to 22.
Here's Calmeeth up the floor. In the corner. Top to Okafor. Okafor dribble handoff. Watts a deep three. No good, but he's fouled on three attempt and 3 free throws. Watts.
David Riley was happy to see that foul. He was visibly upset that Dalkey kind of just attacked Watts while he made that shot. It was a very deep three, but you know, San Diego probably just, if Dalkey stays off the ball there, they get the ball on the rebound. But instead, they give the Cougars a chance to get 3.
Yeah, a little overzealous, trying to step out on a long contested three-pointer. Here's Watts' first free throw. It's up and good. 2 more coming from Isaiah Watts. 58-32, 16:42 left in the second. Watts' second free throw is up. And it's no good. Players were fighting for a rebound. I don't think they realized it was 3 free throws, so 1 more coming for Isaiah Watts.
Isaiah Watts now with 11 points today in 16 minutes.
Watts' third free throw is up, and that's no good. So 1 for 3 for Watts. A fight for the rebound, and LaJuan Watts throws it off the San Diego defender, and the Cougs will steal a possession here.
Yeah, good job by LaJuan Watts making the heads-up play. He ends up bouncing it off the leg of Santi Truitt.
Thomas Rasterson comes back. It looks more like for LaJuan Watts, who will take a break. Calmeeth to trigger it in. He throws it to Price. A whistle and a foul called off ball. Foul on Andy Okafor of WSU. It's going to go the other way. Now San Diego with the ball. Cougs showing a little pressure. Toreros break it easily. Now they're into the front court. Holding the ball on the wing. Now back to the top. Down low. Here's a jump shot. That is good. Jamison getting a couple good looks for the Toreros. Here's Calmeeth with the drive. Scoop. And the layup is good. Calmeeth takes it himself there for WSU. 60-37 Cougs, 15:50 remaining. Now San Diego gets it in the half court. Here's a long three. No good. Fight for the rebound. Watts comes up with it. Isaiah Watts still with the ball. Now back Calmeeth at the top of the key, right at the Cougar logo now. He throws it to Price. Price beyond the three-point arc. Now he'll drive. Still Price backing down his man. A reach in and a foul called.
That'll go against Truitt. So Wazoo basketball when we're back from the break. What have you seen so far in this beginning of the first half, or beginning of the second half, excuse me, from San Diego?
Yeah, it's looked a lot better for San Diego. They're not just taking, honestly, in the first half, they were jacking up some shots. They're actually getting to sets. They're running plays. They're getting to a lot of mid-range shots that are high percentage looks for them. And so far, they're out rebounding the Cougs here in the second half.
Yeah. No, it's been a much more it feels like San Diego is back to playing good basketball. They're playing not completely mistake-free still, but less of a mistake-free brand of basketball. It's interesting. Steve Lavin arrived at San Diego, a coach who has had a lot of success in his career, and I think he was hoping to maybe trying to rebuild his image. He had a lot of success at St. John's. He had some success at UCLA, but he comes to San Diego and things haven't gone very well for him so far. The West Coast Conference, I think he got there and thought, man, I'm better than the West Coast Conference. I can pretty easily get myself to a place where we're competing with Gonzaga and St. Mary's. And instead, not only are they not even close to that, they've been surpassed by Santa Clara, they've been surpassed by San Francisco, they've been surpassed by LMU. It's been just a rough couple of seasons for him in San Diego, and I think this has really humbled him from hearing some of his interviews. I think he really, for the first time in his life as a coach, he's been humbled in a way that he's never had before, because he comes to the West Coast Conference and just has not been able to find himself yet there.
Yeah, I think it's tough. You're coming from those programs with historic success. You're coming to somewhere like San Diego, and as we touched about a little bit earlier, just the mode of college basketball now, you're coming in, you're getting these transfers. It's tough to build a program. It's tough to get guys, you mentioned a San Diego or a Washington State. You have one good, you're getting some NIL offers and you're gone. So it's really tough to build both of these coaches. If someone's got a good season, hey, he's out the door. And that's, I think, where both these programs.
Yeah, it's very tough. Looks like we're about to be back to the court, so I'll let Eric take over.
Yeah, so we're coming out of this timeout here. 60-37, Cougs still in front. 15:24 left in the game. Cougs to inbound the ball. Price the trigger. He'll get it. In the block, backing his man down. Price puts up a shot. No good. Rebound. Price is right there, and he'll put it back in. Ethan Price not giving up on that play, getting an easy back. Torero's coming the other way. Okafor trying to stay on the smaller guard, and he'll get called for a reach-in foul. That's his third team foul on Washington State. So San Diego will inbound on the baseline here. Jamison handoff. Ground, fight for it. Still looks like Price will get to his timeout. Ethan Price gets on the floor and gives another possession to his team. Timeout WSU. And that's huge, because those are, yeah, it's a big lead, but those are big hustle plays that's something you can build on. In film, you can go, hey, look, Ethan Price is diving in a 30-something point game, right? Like, that's a big deal. You know, you're thinking, oh, yeah, he's checked out. This is senior night. He's locked in. He's trying to get an extra pressure for his team. And that's somewhere that David Riley can point to and go, hey, he's still playing. Are you guys still playing? Because we still have a lot of basketball left. And I think plays like that are something that WSU needs to build on.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, with the game break, I guess we'll sponsor another one of our student organizations. We've actually sponsored them all, so I'll go back and sponsor once again KUGR Radio. Guys, you're listening right now to the sports side of things. The KUGR Radio does a lot more than just basketball broadcast. We also have music. We have podcasts. We have baseball coverage. Women's basketball coverage has wrapped up now, but well, actually, no, I take that back. We do have women's basketball coverage from Las Vegas at the WCC tournament, so that should be really cool. And yeah, we've been doing a lot of really, really cool stuff. So make sure, if you like what you're listening to, hit that subscribe button down below. You'll get free radio broadcasts with the live stats of every single home game, baseball, football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, and even some soccer games, both women's soccer and club hockey. Club hockey, we also broadcast every single club hockey game. So if that's something you want to hear for completely free, we don't charge anything. Just hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out as student broadcasters. If not, you're stuck paying for it on ESPN Plus, and we all know that you don't want to do that. So yeah, we have baseball broadcast for the rest of this weekend. 3 more games down in Texas. We are live against Iowa, Washington State versus Iowa, and then next weekend we're going to be live from the West Coast Conference basketball tournament in Las Vegas. With that being said, we'll take a very quick break and we'll be right back.
And we are back here in Pullman, 62-37. The Cougs lead. Cougs ball. Price down the lane. Kick to the corner. Garrett's now. Garrett's drives. He'll give it to Okafor. Okafor on the block, backing his man down. Okafor with the little hook, and it goes. Andy Okafor with a powerful move. Now San Diego will walk it up the other way. Around the perimeter, high screen and roll. Kick out. Now re-entry for Jamison. Jamison down low. He goes up strong, and it's a foul call on Okafor. Jamison with a strong move there to get to the line. And that's what San Diego really needs to do more of. I mean, the game might be getting away from them at this point, but that's really what they need to do is go inside more and get at these, honestly, bigger Washington State players. So Jamison will go to the line. He'll get 2 for San Diego. His first one is up. No good. Off the back rim. He'll get 1 more. Cougs making some changes. Price and Okafor will exit. Erikstrup and Lawan Watts will return for the Cougs. Jamison's got 1 more. It's up, and it's good. So 1 of 2 for Jamison at the line. Garrett's the trigger in. Now Lawan Watts slowly will walk it up past the Cougar logo. Now Watts going straight downhill. The layup is good, and count the bucket. Lawan Watts straight at his defender, and he'll go to line. Even Jamison, the big, was trying to hang with him out on the perimeter and could not as Lawan Watts drove in the foul plus 1 more. His free throw is up, and no good. He cannot complete the 3-point play. San Diego clears. Torero's coming the other way. Now past half court. That is where they'll set up. Top of the key. Here comes a high screen. Switched over to the key. Looks there to get that entry pass to Jamison. Jamison guarded by Erikstrup. Kick to the corner. Here's a drive. Back to Jamison. It's stripped away. Garrett gets on the ground. And we're going to get a tie-up. Parker Garrett's getting on the ground. And it's going to be Cougar basketball. Yep, Cougar basketball. It's going to go over to Washington State.
Love to see that aggressive from the freshman, Parker Garrett. And I've been saying all year, beating this drum, Parker Garrett, he might not be elite in any skill-wise, but he plays with the most heart on this team. He has the most heart and soul out of anyone on this team.
Here he's with it now. He'll give it to Watts. Watts top of the key. Guarded by Jamison. Inside, a layup, and it is good.
Reed Weber's getting a couple more points.
Freshman coming back off the bench, making an impact. Here's a little inbound. San Diego breaks the Cougs backcourt pressure. Kick to the corner, 3 on the way, and it is good. Tony Duckett with the 3 there to try to cut into this lead. Now Lawan Watts the other way for the Cougs. Still Watts. Watts on the drive. And they're going to call a blocking foul on the ground, so wave off the basket, but Lawan Watts will draw the foul. Delkey the foul. Lawan Watts will go to the line. Shooting 1 and 1. Cougs are quickly here in the bonus. He misses the front end. San Diego will clear. 68-41 Cougs. 12 minutes remaining. Here's a quick 3 on the way from San Diego, and they got it. Tony Duckett again. That's 2 in a row for him. Lawan Watts quickly the other way. Into the lane. He'll stop. Garrett's now picks it up. Erikstrup on the way. 3 ball is good. Dane Erikstrup continues to deliver here on senior night.
In his last home game of college basketball, he's now got 19 points.
Wow. That's big. Here's San Diego the other way. It's going to be off of Erikstrup, stay here. But, yeah, Erikstrup, he's really been on fire all night.
Yeah, what a game! What a game for Dane. A bounce back effort. He's had a couple of rough ones, but tonight he has been all on fire. The senior from down in Oregon having a great game.
Quick inbounds. Here's San Diego up top. Ball screen. Here's a layup, and it will go.
You have to believe Dane went into this game thinking he's going to put on a show, and he has really put on a show for the Cougar faithful who showed up tonight.
He has. Cougars with it now. Right on cue. Dane Erikstrup to the bucket. No good. Rebound, and he'll put it up and get it himself.
What a second effort from Dane. He is still playing just 100% ferocity right now.
San Diego back the other way. Duckett with it at the top. They work it inside. Back up top. A long straightaway three is good. Cluett gets a three, and San Diego's been hitting a little too late already, so early for the way inside for the layup. 79 Cougs, 11 minutes left in the second half. San Diego now into the front court. Up top, they'll hold it there. Now back to the Cougar logo, looking to set up a play. Another high screen. Here's a drive, a layup. It is good. Duck their bucket for he's been on fire for them, just getting hot in the half, but like I said, too little, too late. Now Watts with it now. Lawan Watts. Erikstrup, man of the night. Backing down his defender. Puts it up, and it is good. Dane Erikstrup, two more. San Diego quick. And Erikstrup is going to be whistled. Quick ticky-tack foul. That is Dane Erikstrup's fourth personal foul, so we'll see what David Riley does with him coming out of this timeout. Timeout on the floor, 10 in the second half. WSU 77, San Diego 51.
You are listening to KUGR Radio. We'll take another quick game break and be right back with you guys in about a minute.
And welcome back to Pullman, Washington. Here's a quick three on the way. No good. Fight for the rebound. It's up, and Lawan Watts clears. Isaiah Watts coming the other way for the Cougs. Watts down the lane. Goes up a wild shot. No good, and it's going to go back to San Diego. So an empty trip for both teams. 77-51. Cougs still top. 9:54 left in the second.
Yeah, game winding down. At this point, it's just about keeping your composure. Don't let anything silly happen. Don't let any injuries happen. Come away with this game fresh, ready to go on Saturday.
Exactly. Get that momentum going. Little floater here is going to go for San Diego. Now the Toros pick up a little pressure. WSU having a tough time with this pressure. Price comes back to get it. And a foul called right at midcourt. Ethan Price is fouled as San Diego tries to pick up some pressure. 8th team foul on San Diego, so Ethan Price will go to the line. He'll be shooting a 1-and-1. Ethan Price, the other senior, his first shot is up, and it is good. He'll get one more. Ethan Price, one more coming for him. It is up, and it is good. So 2 for Ethan Price at the line. WSU will extend that lead.
Right now, the Cougars are leading by the most they've led all season. Their biggest win of the year was 23 points, which came a lot earlier in the year.
See if they can get this one tonight to that mark.
Currently up by 26. The 23-point win came against Portland.
There's a jump ball, so it's going to stay here with San Diego. Quick trigger inbounds in the corner. Here's a three. Got it. Benji Pierre gets on the score sheet.
Cougs also beat Idaho by 23 back in November, so this would be their first 25-point win if they can keep that number.
Just as we say that, here's another turnover, a quick three on the way for San Diego, and just as we say that, San Diego cuts into the lead again.
Good fight from San Diego. They do have some shooters on that roster for sure. So, Eric, any notes?
Yeah. So just looking through here, you were talking about the largest win, and we're focusing on that. Hey, largest win, blah, blah, blah. But now all of a sudden they're kind of slipping a little bit. They're letting some loose possessions go. That last one, Isaiah Watts throws a pass that he's probably not going to make in a 20-point game. San Diego comes down, gets a quick three. So it's a 20-point game. You got to keep your foot on the gas. I can see you can try stuff, but just don't get away from what you've been doing all game. And it's really the two seniors out on the floor. Just keep feeding them the ball.
Yeah, and just don't let San Diego get within 10. I mean, keep it in this kind of 50 to 25 range. That's the best place where they can be. But yeah, right now they've been outscored by 8 in the second half. Not completely ideal. If you get a quick word in from one of our student organizations, the Daily Evergreen, go to www.dailyevergreen.com to check out all of our sports content. With that, we're back to the action.
Cougs inbound. Calmise has it backcourt. A little pressure from San Diego. Throws it across to Price. Still in the front court. Now Calmise gets across. He's dribbling at the Cougar logo. Back to Calmise. Swing pass. Price kicks to Calmise. Calmise the three on the way. No good. Fight for the rebound. San Diego comes down with it, and they're going to push. Toros with it up away. A big, quick three. No good. Flying for the rebound is Lawan Watts. He'll clear quickly down the other way for the Cougars. Now he'll pull it out. Calmise kick to the corner. Three on the way. No good. Rebound, San Diego. Very up and down paced game right now. Here's another three on the way. No good.
Starting to look like an NBA game out there. Guys are just shooting threes back and forth.
It is. That last possession, on both ways. It was just 3 threes in a row jacked up.
Kind of had some AAU vibes, and now another timeout. And so I guess we'll go back to the word from our sponsor, the Daily Evergreen newspaper, Washington State student newspaper, coming out with a lot of really cool sports stories. If you want to read about the hockey coach, we got a cool feature on him. We've got a lot of really cool features talking about the WSU swim team, which just went to the Mountain West Championships, placed 5th, but they won the most gold medals. So check out that piece, another cool piece about a local golf caddy, and so much more on dailyevergreen.com. So check out our content there, completely free, no paywall. So we at Washington State are committed to giving you guys free content, student-driven content. With that being said, we'll take a very quick break, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say one more thing about that. I don't know who is, but if you are a student listening, come out, come join these. We have student meetings. You can come to these. It's completely free to try out. You might love it. You might come want to do this. So if you're a student listening, please think about joining one of these amazing programs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And welcome back to Pullman. There's a quick 3 on their way. No good. Calmese fight for the rim. He's got it. Thrown up to head to Ethan Price. Little Euro step lay. No good. Sensing a theme here. And now Calmese. And an easy dunk from Lawan Watt. He'll coming right back the other way. He's going to go back to WSU. Cougs, 7:28 left in the second.
Yeah, beginning to wind down. Cougars had a little bit of a rough possessions for a couple minutes, but it seemed like they're back on track. The starters are in the game one last time.
Indeed, David Riley had seen enough. Here's Calmese, a little lob that doesn't work. Back to Erikstrup. There's a whistle. Not sure what we got here. Looks like we got a substitution here, San Diego.
Steve Lavin looks confused over there on the sidelines. David Riley, a lot of pointing going around right now from both coaching staffs.
We're trying to figure out just as they are. Now it looks like it is going to be WSU ball on the baseline. Calmese to trigger. Calmese looking. He gets it into Price. Back to Calmese. Calmese at the elbow. He'll swing it across. It is tipped out of bounds. It will stay here for WSU. Thrasherson court for WSU. Calmese again the inbound. Erikstrup. Thrasherson gets it now. Still Thrasherson. Thrown over to the corner. A quick 3 ball. No good. Calmese with the board. Nate Calmese circles. Throws it up. And it's taken away by San Diego. And a quick foul. And that looks like a Cougars foul. Foul's on Thrasherson. It's going to go away. 17th foul on the Cougs. And that will put San Diego at the line for a 1-and-1.
San Diego Detroit.
Truitt on the line for San Diego, and he'll shoot a 1-and-1. His first free throw is up and good, and he'll get one more. 81-60 WSU, 6:50 left in the second. One more coming for Truitt. It's up, and it is good, so 2 for 2 for him.
Truitt has been the Torero's best player this season as far as scoring. He has 14 games where he scored in the double digits. Tonight will be his 15th as he just scored his 10th and 11th points on those free throws. He leads the team with 15 of such games.
Here's Calmise now at the Cougar logo. Gets it right back. San Diego now switching. Looks like they're in a matchup zone. High ball screen. Thrown over to Erickson in the corner. 3-ball. And that hit the side of the backboard. Come the other way. Standing in, a blocking foul is called. Looks like on Dane Erickson, and if that is 5, I believe, for him.
That's going to be it for Erikstrup tonight. It's a bit of a bummer that he has to leave this game a little bit early, but he waves goodbye to the crowd, and he's earned it. 23 points tonight, 8 for 10 from the field, 4 for 4 from deep. In his final home game of his college basketball career, Dane Erikstrup is hugging LaJuan Watts, hugging Coach David Riley, high-fiving his teammates, and gets a standing ovation from probably about the 1,000 or so people who are in Beasley Coliseum tonight.
Yeah, well, not the way you want it to really end with fouling out, but a really nice night, nice performance from him, and the crowd giving him a good applause, as they should, and they're telling him, hey, this is great, but let's gear up for the tournament. You know, you're not done. This is really nice senior night, but more importantly, you're building momentum for that next step.
Exactly right.
That foul by Erikstrup put Duckett on the line, and he'll make the first one. One more coming for him. One more for Duckett. It's up, and it is good. San Diego puts a little pressure. Calmise now has it in the backcourt. Garrett and Calmise work. Calmise across the timeline. Still Calmise. Back to Garrett's up top. Hands to Calmise. Watts with it now. LaJuan Watts at the top of the key. Kicks it over. Rasmussen, no good from 3. Clear for San Diego. They'll bring it up. Thrown into the front court. Parker Garrett's back down. Goes to the ground, and an offensive foul, a charge called. Parker Garrett gets the foul call. 81-63 Cougs, 5:46 left in the second, Cougar basketball. Calmise the trigger. Now he'll hand and get it back. Calmise at the whiskers of the Washington State logo. Garrett's the drive. Kick to Watts. Watts in the corner. Thought about it. Throws it away. Here's a steal on the run out. Layup is up and no good, but a foul.
That one's going to go against Ethan Price. Just his first of the game. Cougars kind of falling back into old habits. We saw a lot of this in the first half of the season. Just instead of getting the stop, they would always, their only way of getting stops was to commit shooting fouls. They had actually really kind of cleaned that up lately. A little bit of coming back to that in this game.
Throw it at the line. His first is up and good. He'll get one more. Calmise checks out. Isaiah Watts returns for the Cougs. The second free throw from Truitt is up. No good. LaJuan Watts clears, and he'll slowly walk it up. Now gives it to Price. Hands to Isaiah Watts on a curl. All the way across. Garrett's with it now. Throws it inside to Price. Price backing his man down. Spin move. Throws it up off glass, and the layup is good. Quickly the other way. Jamison catch inside, a foul, and the bucket. So a three-point play opportunity for Steven Jamison.
Yeah, that one going against Watts. And again, like I said, just playing sound defense, and you'd probably give up the same amount of points, but you don't get all those fouls called against you.
Ethan Price will check out to a good ovation.
I'm going to guess he comes back on at some point tonight. Bit of a mistake there for the Cougs. Endi Okafor rebounded. The free throw was no good. Endi Okafor got the rebound and then just tilted out of bounds. So San Diego is going to steal a possession.
Quick trigger in top of the key. Now they'll swing it over. Backed inside. Jump hook is good. Truitt with the basket. He'll add 2 more to his tally. Here's Garrett in the front court. Trying to get across the timeline. Garrett throws ahead. He throws it away. San Diego the other way.
San Diego is playing full press defense, and another foul just got called against the Cougs.
I think 3 possessions in a row, there's been a foul, and a couple and ones letting San Diego get to the line. So it's getting a little closer, 83-70.
Yeah, they've pulled back within 13 now, and I don't think we saw this one coming, but with 4 minutes and 40 seconds, the Toreros are trying to make this thing a real basketball game.
And he makes a free throw here. It could get kind of interesting.
Fans in Beasley getting loud.
Free throw is up. No good. So it remains a 13-point game. 4 minutes, 38 seconds remaining. Rasmussen the other way. He throws it to LaJuan Watts. Top of the key. Watts surveys, throws it inside to Okafor. Okafor stuck under the basket there, but he's called for a bailout foul. And as in the bonus, he will go to the line. Fluid caught him down underneath. Well, 83-70 Cougs, still with a bit of a cushion. 4 minutes, 27 seconds left. 2 shots here coming for Okafor. His first is up and no good. He'll get 1 more.
Magic fingers from the fans right now in Beasley. Credit to San Diego for managing to make this as close as it's become. They were down by 31 at one point, now down by 14.
Okafor with the second bucket is good. Cougs with a little pressure here. San Diego easily breaks. Cougs will back into their 2-3 zone shell. Now San Diego drives. Still dribbling, top of the key. Here's a high ball screen. A 3 on the way. Off the back iron and no good. Garrett's clears and he'll push into the front court for the Cougars. Parker Garrett's on the drive. Kick to the corner. LaJuan Watts lets a 3 go. No. Fight for the rebound. And Rasterson's going to come out of there. Won't get the bucket to go, but it's a foul and a timeout on the floor. 84-47 Cougs. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left in the second half.
And we'll plug another one of our student organizations. Check out Cable 8 Productions right here on YouTube for some of the best student media productions you're going to see out of anywhere. Check out our Emmy Award nominated show, Cougs Zone, our studio sports show, Cougs Zone, where we cover every single Washington State sport, and it has been nominated for an Emmy, so congratulate them on that. We also have Wazoo Recap, post games after every home game. We've got sketch comedy, we've got drama, we've got a lot of comedic things. We've got a late night show called Up All Night, all sorts of really cool stuff over at Cable 8, so make sure to check them out over at Cable 8 Productions, as well as keep in touch. They got a movie coming out in April. That should be really cool as well. But with that being said, we'll take a very short break and we'll be right back here. Cougars leading by 14 with 4 minutes to go.
Welcome back to Pullman. 84-70 Cougars lead here. 3 minutes, 53 seconds left in the second half. Cougars looking to close this one out.
Yeah, Washington State right now trying their best to finish it out against San Diego. They're up by 14. And while that lead once stood at 31 points with only 4 minutes to go, it should still be a win for the Cougs, but I don't want to speak too soon. What has been happening? How have the Cougars allowed San Diego to get back into this one?
Yeah, a lot of ill-advised plays. You know, a lot of turnovers leading to quick runouts for San Diego, and San Diego's capitalized.
As Thomas Thrasherson, the freshman's second free throw for Thomas Thrasherson. 15-point game. San Diego gets the ball in. They're just now bringing it across the timeline. Here's a high screen. They won't use it. Now they will. Long three on the way, and it is good. Now the lead down to 12.
Cougs break San Diego's pressure. Here's a poke and a steal. Coming the other way, San Diego. Kick to the corner. Three on the way. No good. Fight for the rebound. Okafor's got it. And he'll clear with Garrett.
San Diego, if they didn't attempt kind of a poor shot on that three, they may have been able to cut it to 10, but instead they go for the three. But I'm really interesting how aggressive they've been playing right now.
Yeah. This Isaiah Watts' three is way off. He'll try to save it, but can't. It's going to go to San Diego. Yeah, I'm with you. If San Diego had gotten a better shot there, they could have cut the lead down even more, but Cougs having a tough time closing this one out. 85-73 Cougs. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left in the second.
A bit reminiscent of that Boise State game. The Cougs obviously led by 23 against Boise State at halftime. They did end up winning, but they won by 5 when it was all said and done. The Broncos almost came back. This is not as drastic yet, but a little bit of flashbacks to that game.
San Diego throws it away, so the Cougs will have the ball now. Here's Lawan Watts. Garrett's at the top. Tries to get into Watts. He'll throw it away. Another really bad pass. Here's San Diego going inside. Layup is no good, but a foul called. Truitt will get to the line.
San Diego, 61% from the free throw line, so not automatic. Wazoo, 65%, not much better. Both teams have missed a decent amount of free throws in this one.
And San Diego back to the line with Truitt. 85-73 game, 2 minutes, 37 seconds left in this one. Truitt at the line. His first one's up and good. He'll get one more. Second one is up and good, so both.
This feels like a big possession for Wazoo with a 10-point lead, 2.5 minutes to go. If they can get the momentum back on their side, and if they're up by about 12 points with 2 minutes to go, that's probably too much to overcome. But if you give it back to San Diego and they make it an 8-point game,
which they do throw it away. Here's a turnover. San Diego with the ball now. Come the other way. It's thrown up and a dunk. So, yep, it's a game now.
Wow.
Cougs trigger ball in. Watts to Garrett. Garrett's into the front court.
I didn't know the Toreros had this in them.
Yeah, I didn't either. Lawan Watts, top of the key. Throws it across. Garrett's now with the ball. 85-77 Cougs, 2 minutes remaining. Watts throws it upstairs. Price throws it down.
Huge play there from Watts to Price. Massive assist to make it a 10-point game.
10-point game, just under 2 minutes remaining. San Diego's got it. They got to go quick. Now they'll back out here. Duckett with the ball. Duckett a drive. He throws it up. Fight for the rebound. Garrett's got it. Stuck in the backcourt. Got to get across. And there's just another bad pass. It's a steal. Here comes a three ball on the way for San Diego, and it goes.
A wide open three there. No Cougar even tried. That was Joey Chama, and he is fired up right now. Joey Chama on the sidelines is just going off. San Diego, they're down by 7. The way the emotions on the San Diego bench, they look like they would be, you'd think they were winning from the way that they have reacted to that three-point shot.
Man, and another just careless turnover for Washington State. leads to a quick transition three for San Diego. And yeah, now we're sitting here, 87-80 Cougs right now, a minute 33. They're really letting this lead slip away, and it'll be interesting because the Cougs, these last couple possessions, they have not been handling the press at all.
No, they haven't. San Diego switched to the full court press, and it's been working like magic. Every time they've done it, it's affected the Cougs. It's getting in their heads. It's kind of similar to what Santa Clara did to the Cougs, kind of similar to what Gonzaga did to the Cougs. And, it's credit to San Diego, man. They have fought all the way back from a 31-point deficit, now down by just 7 points. Cougars, I didn't think that losing Dane Erikstrup was going to have this drastic of an effect, but it felt like after he left the game, fouling out with about 7 minutes to go, everything has turned around for the Torero.
Yeah, they haven't really, with Erikstrup out, they really haven't had anyone really getting on the score sheet, and that's been the problem. They haven't had that presence out there, sloppy turnovers and leading to these quick transitions, and now San Diego come back on the court with all the momentum. WCU's got to somehow figure out this press, or they could really be in trouble.
Yeah, the ball with 93 seconds to go with a 7-point lead. To go home on senior night with a win would be huge for these guys, I think. To see that San Diego has scored 50. They are a 4-win basketball team.
Most definitely. So here we triggers in a steal. San Diego picks it up. They'll back it out. 7-point game. High ball screen. San Diego drives on the baseline. Kick out three. No good. Fight for the rebound. Watts grabs it, slows it down, and LaJuan Watts will bring it across the timer. Another break for the Cougs. Now Price has it. Swing to Ratcherson. Back to Price. LaJuan Watts will get it. Top of the key. Price now commands it.
Interesting. San Diego.
Yeah, Watts down the lane. He gives it up. Violation, a lot of contact, but no foul call. San Diego, 87. Call on Watts
really
going down
wanted
there.
That foul, and I probably.
Here comes San Diego the other way. They get a high ball screen. Drive to the basket. Layup is good, and it's a 5-point game. 87-82 with 40 seconds remaining. San Diego picks up full court. Price to inbound. To Watts. Watts gets it to his other Watts. LaJuan Watts down the lane, drives. Call, and LaJuan Watts is still on the ground rolling.
Watts is hurt on the court, and was there a foul call? I didn't hear a whistle.
Man, he went up really hard. You're right, the whistle. Yeah, they did get a foul call.
Okay, it is yeah.
Looked like he tried to go up, get a dunk, throw it down, and they weren't letting that happen.
Yeah, Watts was trying to win that game right there. Instead, he'll have a chance to win it on the free throw line. And it looks like we're taking a quick break before that happens. Yeah, what does Washington State have to do to lock down this win, Eric?
Yeah, they have to stop throwing it away. They have not figured out the press. Every single time, San Diego has brought two guys to the ball on the first inbounds to Washington State. Then Washington State has thrown it right back to the inbounder, and then the inbounder has tried to throw a skip pass to a third guy, and it's getting picked off every time. They have to figure something else out.
Yeah, absolutely right about that. And they got the starters, all the starters are in except for Dane Erikstrup, who obviously fouled out of this game about 8 minutes ago. And Nate Calmes is also not in right now. Reed Vavers is in.
LaJuan Watts will go to the line, still walking gingerly. His first shot's up and good. Gets it to 6, 88-82, 34 seconds left.
In
Watts
fact, I don't see
more.
Nate Calmes on the bench. I'm not sure where he went.
I don't either. Second one for Watts is good. Garrett's will return. He'll take out Vavers, the freshman. San Diego gets it in. 7-point game, 30 seconds left. San Diego got to go. Right to the cup. Shot is blocked by Thrasherson. It will stay with San Diego. 89-82 Cougs, 26.4 left in the game. Quick inbound. Here's a drive on Price. Hook shot up, and it's a goaltend, so the bucket will count. 84-89, 22 seconds left. Cougs will have to get it in. San Diego goes full court.
And it really feels like if you score here with 22 seconds to go, a 5-point lead, if the Cougars can score on this possession, I think that should be good. And the Cougars are going to take a timeout to move the ball up. Yeah, what do you think the strategy is? How do they attack this? You go for a three, you go for a layup. What do you try to do? Do you try to just pass and hope they foul you? At some point, San Diego's going to have to start fouling, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, right. It's been interesting these last couple of possessions. That's just how the Cougars have played it, right? But they've taken quick shots. You want to sit there and make San Diego foul, because you foul, you get to the line. And they've been rushing some shots that maybe they think they would get, but they miss an easy bucket, and it's quickly coming back the other way. So they got to figure that out. They got to be strong with the ball. Whoever they get the ball into here, he's going to get doubled. And so when they throw it back, they should not be trying to throw a skip pass unless the guy is wide open. So that's been the issue for the Cougs here.
Just hold the ball and wait till you get fouled. Should probably be the move right now.
Exactly. Both Watts on the floor. Thrasterson accompanied with Vavers and Price, who's going to inbound it. San Diego picks up full court. Price on his own baseline. 22 seconds left. 89-84 Cougs. Price gets the ball. He gets it into Watts, who throws it away. Turnover. San Diego has it now. Drive to the basket. It's up. No good. Fight for the rebound. It's going to stay here with San Diego. So 15.3 left. 89-84 Cougs. San Diego ball. They're going to take it out.
Parker back into the game for Vavers. They want his aggressiveness and his aggressive defense specifically out there. San Diego looking for just their second conference win. They're down by 5. 15 seconds to go with the ball.
So here we go. San Diego throws it in. Top of the key. Here's a drive. It's a turnover. Watts throws it ahead and it's thrown down the exclamation point, Isaiah Watts. And that should do it here. Thrown up at the buzzer. No good. Fight for it. And the layup will go with 1 second. We have whistles, but this one is pretty much over with. 91-86 now, Cougs. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. 1 second left. A pretty chaotic finish there. A quick turnover on a dribble drive, thrown ahead, and Isaiah Watts throws it down.
Yeah, credit to the Cougars. They found something, and yeah, very, very similar to that game against Boise State. The Cougars led by a lot, and then the Toreros, they cut into it, but the Cougars are going to walk away with what looks like it'll be a 5-point win. San Diego, they look happy on the sidelines. The fact that they even managed to come back, I think they're very impressed. 1 second to go. All the Cougars have to do is inbound, and that'll be the game.
Yeah, not pretty, but WSU is going to somehow get it done today. 91-86. This is pretty remedial. All WSU will have to do is someone will have to touch the ball, and a second will go off the clock. Price to trigger. San Diego picks up full court. Price throws a deep home run ball, touched by Vavers. He throws it up. It will go. We will check to see that bucket will count, and that's the final score. Cougs win 93-86 on senior night. Erikstrup and Price go off, the two seniors who could play tonight.
Combining for 40 points. Price with 17, Erikstrup with 23. Great game for both of your seniors. And yeah, they survived that game. They really did, but a good win as it is. They get a little bit of momentum back. They're going to go on the road to Pepperdine. One more game, and then the West Coast Conference. And let's see, what did LMU do tonight against St. Mary's?
Yeah, the Cougs, they pulled that one out at the end.
It looks like LMU right now is winning actually. If LMU loses tonight to St. Mary's, the Cougars will have the first round. But if LMU wins, the LMU to play as a 7th seed, which means they're going to have to play and Pacific in the first round, which teams have given the Cougs some scares this year. So I would say they'd much rather get that 6th seed if I was them.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I don't know if you want to see the way that ended. I don't know if you want to see San Diego again in the first round. They really got lucky there. Tried to throw it away. Really sloppy end of game. I think David Riley's going to be really disappointed with how they handled that pressure and a little adversity at the end of the game with Erikstrup fouling out.
Exactly right. And with that being said, guys, this has been another Cougar basketball game, the last men's basketball game at home of the season. Tune in tomorrow for the Iowa versus Wazoo baseball. Tune in. We'll be live from Las Vegas to the West Coast Conference Tournament. Not we, but we will have people there from KUGR. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, go Cougars. This has been
another Cougar basketball game. I'm Eric Bell.
I'm Levi Coovert. We'll see you guys next time.